Hello everyone, hope you are doing well. Welcome to Science and Environment series with Dr. Vivek. Topic for today's discussion is a report which is catering to pollution theme, which is an important part of your UPSC mains environment syllabus. So this report can be used to highlight the problem caused by the major pollutant sulfur dioxide. So we'll be just dwelling upon the major takeaways from the report which has been just released this week. Yes, environment ministry has categorically just denied that this is not a scientific report, and the claims made by the report are a bit exaggerated. So government is already in loggerheads with the organization which has prepared the report, which happens to be Greenpeace, which is an NGO. So this talk in today's lecture, let's just decode what are the three countries which have been source of major SO2 emissions globally, and what are the specific hotspots in India where we need to take, you could say, the measures to just check this SO2 pollution. We all know the SO2 pollution, if when it is emitted, it combines with water to form sulfurous acid, which is responsible for acid rain, which is not only catastrophic for the humans or animals but also to our vegetation. It has the capability to cause chlorosis as well as necrosis of vegetations. Lichens and mosses are completely destroyed, which act as bioindicators of SO2 pollution. So this report on top 3 SO2 emitters have been prepared by CREA. It stands for Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air. And then there is the NGO which has compiled the data, Greenpeace. So the top 3 countries as per this report happens to be India, which accounts for almost 21% of total SO2 emissions in the world, which is almost double than the second country, which is Russia. On third, we have the China. Yes, all 3 countries have shown decline in SO2 emissions as compared to 2018, but in 2019 the percentages still holds significant. So all our attention has currently been focused on reducing carbon dioxide and NO2, and SO2 tends to be ignored. So make sure the top 3 countries you can just mark them up. It's India, Russia and China. Then coming to the emission hotspots, in India there has to be some specific regions which happens to be the cluster of thermal power plants. So the major thermal power plants are the major source of SO2 emissions, which we had covered in our class lectures as well. So currently it is the Singrauli. Singrauli is the energy capital of Madhya Pradesh, and for this reason it has also got the notoriety of being the top SO2 emitter in the world. And the close second is Neyveli. Neyveli is in Tamil Nadu. Once again, the power house of Tamil Nadu is also responsible for SO2 emission. And then we have Sipat. Sipat is in Chhattisgarh. So there are other places as well, like Talcher or you could say Surat. So there are at least 14-15 sites they have highlighted in the report, but it's prudent to just memorize the top 3 emitters just I have highlighted. So make sure at least you cover the Singrauli, Neyveli and Sipat in qualitatively. Now the main reason which has been quoted by the agencies involved in the research is that Indian thermal power plant, it's not that India is the only country which is using thermal power plant, but one of the key angles to check SO2 pollution is the desulfurization technology which is employed, and major plants of India thermal plants lack this flue gas desulfurization technique. So environment ministry is saying that some of the thermal plant already has them. So let's see how government further responds to this report, because even last year when this was quoted, the government had said that this report is misleading or sensational. So make sure you also go through the flue gas desulfurization method. You could also quote them in your mains answer when you are being asked that what should be done to check SO2 pollution. So the best answer is to move towards the cleaner sources, renewable energy. But since that India has a vast energy needs, it needs to balance its priorities right. Yes, India stands committed to INDC targets and is moving towards cleaner energy solution, but still the thermal will continue to play the role because of the huge energy demand. So there you can quote that this flue gas desulfurization holds the answer to make sure the emissions are less harmful to the environment. Now, now coming to the biological part, that what are the harmful effects? Because they might ask you, if there is SO2 emission, what are the likely implications? The first and foremost is that currently it is responsible for causing strokes. Is it also responsible for heart diseases and mainly the lung fibrosis, asthma, as well as premature death. So the pollution caused by SO2 poses significant health risk. And acid rain, we all know, is also responsible for, we had covered in our class lectures, it is responsible for the corrosion of the metallic structures. Even our own World Heritage Site Taj Mahal, due to Mathura oil refinery, was there was discoloration of the marble. So this is something which is not just limited to the living beings, and it also harms the metallic as well as our sculptures things as well. So make sure you also go through that. And other than that, it also has mutagenic properties. It can trigger long-term exposure, can trigger mutations in some individuals, and it is harmful for vegetation, just I have quoted at the start of the lectures. And the more alarming thing is that there is a OMI satellite by NASA, ozone monitoring instrument. It has identified that almost 15% of global hotspot of SO2 are there in India. So we cannot outrightly reject the report. Even the NASA, you could say the OMI satellite, has also identified this problem. So it will be not prudent to just address the problem head on, take the corrective measures, because we have already seen that how the damaging have been to the environment in over last 2 or 3 decades, and which is now just claiming its position back in form of even COVID or some other problems. So make sure the key aspects of the reports are noted. They might come in handy while addressing the bigger problem, because there have been questions on the fly ash, on thermal power plants, as well as on other types of pollutants already in UPSC, solid waste from e-waste. So you should be prepared for it, because currently we tend to overemphasize on carbon dioxide or the climate change debate and tend to ignore the SO2 and NO2. They are equally important pollutants and are posing threat to our environment. So this is what we have in today's top 3 SO2 emitters. I hope all the basic facts are clear to you. If you have any specific doubt, you can ask them in comment section. So I hope this session was useful. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.